13 Little Pictures is a film collective in Singapore, and in the last 2-3 years, we have made about 15 feature and short films in Singapore. So far, all the feature films that we have made that were shown in Singapore, and that's probably about 5 or 6 of them, have all been sold out. They have been shown in film festivals locally as well as in overseas. And I think we are always most pleased, whenever we show our films to Singaporeans. And I think it just goes to shows that it just goes to show that that there is an audience out there for these films, and what we need is really for more people to make more stuff, and for there to be more platforms for these films to connect to the audience.
In recent years, there is a rise in independent filmmaking, very much also to the fact of the rise of social media. So a lot of people are starting to make their own films, and especially in Singapore, many people are starting to document and make their own films to post it online on YouTube and stuff. So definitely independent filmmaking, it's definitely going up, and also because the fact that people are able to view it through social media, it gets to the world even faster. And I believe that in the next few years there will be even more independent filmmaking going on, and people will continue to pursue even independently, be it are they actual filmmakers or they're non-filmmakers who wish to make a film.
So far, our feature films, whenever they are shown, whenever they premiere in Singapore, at the Singapore International Film Festival or at other events that was organized by organizations such as Singapore Art Museum, we have always enjoyed a very healthy audience, and I think one of the reasons why this is so is because there's a hunger for films that is different from what people see in cinema theaters. And I think as long as people continue making innovative works that excites people, that excites the audience, there will be people who will come to watch them.
So for short films per se, in Singapore, for example, the short films are usually made out of competitions. So many people don't get to see them unless they are posted on YouTube or things like that. But when I think Singaporeans do get a chance to see the short films, they're pretty delighted with it, and it's quite well received. Whereas in overseas, in that sense, to be able to watch our short films is really a rare thing, because there isn't much publicity or much effort made to really promote these short films or international films overseas.
Besides the feature films, we have also made short films, and they have been shown. There's a number of excellent platforms to show to screen these films in Singapore, such as Shortcuts and National Museum, such as the Singapore Short Film Festival organized by Substation. So I think they have done a great job as well, in terms of promoting works to their own followings. So that has been quite healthy as well, and we always try to make it. We always try to have the filmmakers do a Q&A as well during this screening, so that I think there is a face to these films, and the audience as well. They can get to interact with the filmmakers, to ask questions. And we get, I think, over the years, very more and more critical questions that was being asked as well. And I think beyond the Q&A, we see responses by people who have attended these screenings, appearing in blogs by student writers that appeared in student magazines as well. So I think that is really, one of the greatest joy, and privilege, really. For a filmmaker to have made something and to be able to get a response, even if it is a negative response, for someone to have bothered to provide that feedback to the makers ourselves. Yep.
I think that for international short films and feature films made by Singaporeans, in overseas and in Singapore, there is a vast difference, because in Singapore, these short films are usually seen as more like a nostalgic piece where we try to recollect or document something, And whereas in overseas, people see it as a window to our world, and like in Singapore and how they view us. So these films are received like pretty much with a different feeling and like different reception in that sense. With the increase in the interest in independent filmmaking, I believe that Singaporeans are also more keen on watching these films and even going to attend festivals just to see these short films, because a lot of Singaporeans are pretty much looking back on what was happening in Singapore and also looking forward to what we have captured in the film. So I think that Singaporeans will actually appreciate watching these short films, not just like in cinemas but as well as online, and that there could be a culture of like continuing to watch these short films if we continue to publicize and promote these short films through more avenues, like through the social media, through festival, through schools, through cinemas and things like that.